This is KSL Sports Live, broadcasting from the Mountain Home Services studios.
Hey there, friends. Guess what? It's officially game month. The Utes, Cougars, and Aggies are all kicking off the college football season later this month, and we've got plenty of football to talk about today on the show, including the quarterback battle down at BYU. What are the Cougars coaches saying about that race for QB1, and which quarterbacks are in the mix for that job? Plus, how will the Utes offense look on the field this fall under Jason Beck, and which Utah player has big goals for his first season at the U? That, plus Utah State star Ike Larson's on the show, and much more coming up a bit later on as well. But we start today off with the chase for $1.5 million on the golf course. The second round of the Wyndham Championship on the PGA Tour yesterday was suspended due to inclement weather, but Tony Finau was still able to get his 18 holes in before then. In the process, lowered his score by 5 strokes to make the cut for today. How would Tony do in round?
Line drive left center field, book it. And a fly ball to center field, that will end it.
The Rockies becoming just the 6th team in big league history to win after giving up 9 runs in the first inning. Would we get some of that same excitement today? Well, let's check in first with the Rangers and Mariners.
Fly ball, there it goes! Randy's done it, he has tied it up to the second deck!
Yeah, it's not a walk-off, but Randy Arozarena gave the Mariners extra life with the game-tying 2-run shot in the bottom of the 10th, but the Rangers get a pair of run-scoring singles in the top of the 11th. They get the win 6-4. Guardians got the walk-off on Friday. Today, former BYU Cougar Daniel Schneemann at the plate, cranking the solo shot to right to give the Guardians a 2-0 lead. Then in the bottom of the 5th, Twins up 4-2, runner on for Jose Ramirez. He sends one deep to right. That 2-run shot ties it all up. So in the 8th inning with the same score, Bo Naylor, a runner on second, brings him in with that double. And that's your game-winning hit. The Guardians hold on 5-4. Two of the best records in baseball, the Tigers and Phillies going head-to-head this afternoon. Tigers outfielder Riley Green flashing the glove with the sliding catch in foul territory. What a grab. Then the bats got hot in the 7th for the Tigers. They're up 2-0. Javier Baez with a 2-run shot to make it 4-0. Then Gleyber Torres with a solo shot made it 5-0. Bryce Harper would add a 2-run shot for Philly in the 8th, but Tigers get the win there 7-5. Well, here we are in the first weekend of August, and we can officially say football is back. Football camp and fall camp, I should say, underway for all 6 Division I programs in our state. And now that it is, it feels like the season just can't quite kick off soon enough, right? There's a lot to look forward to this fall. And up at the U, it's the new offense under offensive coordinator Jason Beck that's really grabbing a lot of our attention. This offense that comes to Salt Lake City with him is a faster-paced, no-huddle style offense, one that will allow for more designed quarterback runs and run-pass option plays, which actually fits perfectly into the skill set of their new quarterback, Devin Dampier. The offense will be centered around arguably the best offensive line in the country, too, featuring Jaron Kump, Michael Mokofisi, and Tonoa Togiai to go with all Big 12 tackles, Spencer Finau and Caleb Lomu. That quarterback and that O-line, that will allow for other playmakers to emerge in this new system as well.
Very pleased with the operation of the way the offense today handled it.
I love it. It's awesome to be able to use my athletic ability to get out in space. It is different from previous years that we've had, so I'm adapting to it and I like it a lot. Just from the spring, the summer, and the beginning of fall that we have right now, I'm really liking it.
It's awesome. It's fun to play against. I mean, it makes you think really hard, and it's difficult in practice to play against them, so I mean, I love it.
Oh, the run game for a fact, but at the same time, I feel like it's a spread offense. He likes to feed everybody like individually, and that works because we got a lot of weapons on offense.
Our big play capability at quarterback. I mean, Devin Dampier is a big play guy, and this offense suits him to a T. He's a true dual threat. and this offense features a lot of QB run game, a lot of RPO, and really is going to take advantage of the skill set, just like you saw last year.
Man, athletic quarterbacks just cause issues, particularly when you're going to use them in a dedicated quarterback run game. When there's a dedicated run package, or that you as a defensive coordinator really have to focus on, okay, how are we going to add a guy in the box? How are we going to take care of the quarterback in the run game? It really forces you to practice that. So he provides both. He can, if you're going to four-man rush the kid, he does a great job of understanding when things break down, when to take off, but they also have a very good dedicated QB run game.
Coach Beck is the coach that, he looks for the best out of his players, and, he finds a way to get them in their best situations. So, different guys can do different things, and, we explore those talents.
It's a matter of finding consistency, who's showing up every day, consistently getting their job done. So we know we can count on them to put them out there for the game. So that's what you're trying to develop, that and tease that out of who to count on when you put them out there.
17 running backs in Utah football history have eclipsed the 1,000-yard rushing mark for a single season. 4 of those backs did it more than once. Sophomore back Wayshawn Parker, he wants to be the next on that list. In his freshman season at Washington State last fall, he ran for 735 yards, averaging 5.4 yards per carry. In 1 week of fall camp, he's seen enough to make this lofty guarantee.
I'm hungry for it. Right. I'm ready to go again. I'm ready to catch 1,500 yards this year. I want to touch that 1,000 for sure. Okay. Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Yes.
With the offensive line we got, and that's very realistic. And the offensive line better be good. Everyone's telling them they're good, including me. And so, as the offensive line goes, so will go the running game. But we've had a 1,000-yard rusher here many times, and so that's not something totally out of our character.
Parker's just trying to follow in the footsteps of one of Grant Union High School's all-time greats, Devontae Booker, the same high school as Parker. Booker ran for 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons at the U and his 4th all-time leading rusher there. Booker's 1,512-yard season in 2014. That is the 2nd most in a single season in Utah history. Let's see if Wayshawn can't follow in those same footsteps. Well, further to the south, one of the more intriguing storylines this fall in camp, it's happening down in Provo at BYU's fall camp. The competition to become the Cougars' starting quarterback for the 2025 season. And after just 1 week of camp, there's no clear favorite for that job just yet. 3 quarterbacks enter, just one will emerge. But who will it be? Redshirt junior Trayson Bourget, redshirt sophomore McKay Hillstead, or freshman Bear Bachmeier. Both Kalani Sitake and offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick said they're not going to rush this competition. It needs to play itself out, but when it does, it will be clear who that number 1 QB is.
We're giving equal reps to 3 guys, and you guys know who the 3 are. They're doing a good job. It's too soon to try to measure any separation or anything like that. I think we need to give everybody more opportunities before we start to try to make any kind of decisions. It's going to be a minute. It's always a challenge, but I've been through this enough times. I hope that people will have some confidence that we can get this done. We've done it before, and we have a good process that we go through to basically what we're going to do is we're going to work through it, and the whole team's going to watch it happen. And so whenever that starter is named, everybody on the team will be we'll know, oh, yeah, of course, we just watched it happen on the field. And so we'll just keep working our way through it, just as we've done in the past. There's no deadline, but the sooner the better. I would prefer not to be naming a starter on game day, but you have to let it play out a little bit, too. If you rush it, then you can create some other issues as well.
We probably just won't know the starter until game day, right? So what are some of the strengths of these 3 frontrunners? Well, as we know, both Bourget and Hillstead, they have Division I starting experience at the G5 level. They both won games with those programs. And then Bachmeier, he's been praised for how smart he is. He's quickly mastered Coach Roderick's playbook. Now all 3 of these guys, they're putting it all on display, a resume in action, trying to win over the coaches, their teammates, and, of course, the job.
All of us in the quarterback room, all 4 of us are trying to compete, win the starting job, obviously, but the person who does that is the person who, competes the hardest, gets the job done, obviously taking the easy completions, moving the ball, and scoring touchdowns.
The goal is to compete, and I think being in this environment elevates everybody's game. And, yeah, I feel like feel like today went well and acclimated pretty well, so just got to keep stacking days.
Ultimately, you're competing against yourself. You know, you have your things that you're working on personally. So, like, we're all super positive with one another. I think we're all super focused on how we can all improve, and I think that's pretty much what gets us rolling in the right direction.
All right, we still have a lot more to come. We're still looking ahead to the upcoming football season.
Really, not very many people can say that, so I hold pride in that. I think that's cool, even though we've been through a lot here at Utah State.
Is coming up, and what Jake Ritzloff is saying about BYU now that he's at Tulane. That's coming up. Real Salt Lake is one of the hottest teams in the MLS. What they did on Wednesday that sets the table for a big-time game tonight. That's coming up right after this. Lost just once in its last 8 games. Real Salt Lake is bolstering its roster with an addition via loan. They have picked up 24-year-old striker Ruan Cruz from Botafogo of Brazil's Serie A. Cruz is expected to be available to play for RSL's next Leagues Cup game. That's either tonight or Wednesday, where he should be available to play, depending on if all the transfer goes through correctly. Now, the Leagues Cup is a tournament that began 6 years ago between the MLS and Liga MX from Mexico. Back then, it was just 4 teams from each league participating. Well, now it's all 18 teams from both leagues competing to advance to the quarterfinals and the knockout rounds. And Real Salt Lake, they got off to a solid start on Wednesday night in this tournament. They open up Leagues Cup play at America First Field against Club America, that team that finished second in Liga MX last season. And the match started just how the home club would have liked it. Diego Luna cleaning up the ball in the box for the opening goal in the 16th minute, and a 1-0 lead. And then just before halftime, RSL went back in front. William Agata's header just crosses the line for the 2-1 lead. Now, it looked like it would stay that way until the final whistle, but in the waning seconds of stoppage time, Eric Sanchez scored for Club America to tie the game up. There are no ties in Leagues Cup and no extra time, so this goes straight to a shootout. That's where Rafael Cabral became a steel wall. Rafael Cabral stopped 3 of 4 penalty shots, and with the shootout win, they salvaged 2 points in the standings. Tonight, they'll be facing San Luis in the second game of group play. All right, back to college football. Utah State. But among those few remaining players that chose to stick around in Logan, there are some great athletes and great leaders there. The face of this football team is probably this guy, senior safety Ike Larson. He has 217 tackles, 2 sacks, 9 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns in 3 seasons of play at Utah State. He was the only Aggies player named to the preseason all-conference team for the Mountain West. With all practices closed to the media since last spring, no one really knows what the Aggies can do this year with Mendenhall, but Ike believes they are a championship contender.
I think first and foremost, we're a team, so it'd be really cool to be able to accomplish a Mountain West championship and obviously go on to a bowl game. But within that realm, you need your individual players like Av or whoever it may be, me, Bobby, Noah Flores, to be successful. So I feel like a couple goals for me is just catch the ball instead of doing a PBU, kind of get back to where I was. I know I can, and just continue to tackle. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty good tackler, and just I have a knack for the ball, and I'm usually always around the ball. So really just build off that and, keep doing what I'm doing and just play with no fear. It really is. It's simple. Like, it's either you do or you don't do what he says, or you do or you don't do what we're doing in the weight room or conditioning on the field. Because it's really easy to see who's not. At the start, I wasn't bought in. Like, I was angry. I was mad. But, as time went on, I felt like I was like, okay, like, I'm here. There's nothing else I can do. Like, just go hard. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's been good the past, X amount of months. But, yeah, it's either you do or you don't. And if you don't, he'll help you find another place, but you won't be here. It's really special to me just because I want to be able to build that legacy in a hometown, kind of like Merlin Olsen did. And not very many people in college can say, hey, I thugged it out through 3 head coaches, 6 position coaches, or whatever it is in 5 years. You know what I mean? Not very many people can say that. So I hold pride in that. And like I said, I just want to continue to try to build that legacy here and, leave a stamp on Utah State, whether I have a picture up there or if it's just people remember me as, Ike Larson, Utah State safety, whatever it may be. I think it'll be cool to, have that and, carry that on to my kids one day. And I feel like I came in 2021 as a bad already. Even though I didn't play, I ran down on kickoff two times in redshirt. But I've always had that mentality, like, nobody's better than me. Like, and I don't care who you are, what you're going to say. Like, I'm going to go out there and do my thing. I do not care at all. So really just having that mindset coming in I was 160, 150 as a freshman in 2021. Just carrying that throughout my life. I've had that bad mentality that, nobody can mess with me.
He will be fun to watch again this fall. Now, in Ogden, Mickey Menthel returns for his third season with the Weber State Wildcats. In year one, he went 6-5. Last year, just 4-8. But now he's trying to get the Wildcats back to prominence and contend for a Big Sky title and a spot in the playoffs.
Always good. And we haven't played since the spring, so after a great off season, I thought the guys came out with the right intent, right mindset, and flying around. Now we just got to take another step tomorrow and get better. What is your intent each and every day? Is the mindset to be a Big Sky champ, or are we falling short and we got to hold each other accountable?
What is quarterback Jake Retzloff saying about BYU now that he's down at Tulane? You'll want to hear what he said. That's coming up next. Sophomore Delaney Gibb is competing this weekend in Women's 3 World Cup coming up next year. Well, 2 weeks ago, quarterback Jake Retzloff chose the University of Tulane as his new football home after withdrawing from BYU in the wake of a suspension from an honor code violation. This week, he hits the practice field for the first time with the Green Wave. And Tulane's breakout star from the 2024 season, quarterback Darian Mensah, he transferred to Duke in the offseason, which opened up the opportunity for Retzloff to compete for the starting job at Tulane. Under a head coach, John Summerall, who had recruited him before Retzloff initially chose BYU. Although he'll be wearing green this season, he said he'll still be watching and cheering for BYU.
I'm excited to watch them play. I'm excited to watch whatever quarterback gets out of that quarterback battle to lead those guys down that team. I got a lot of love for that program over there at BYU. It was an amazing place. It made me an amazing human being. I feel like it helped me grow in so many ways on and especially off the field. That place was transformative for me. Like I said, I got family there. That is a family place. Like, I'm so much rooting for their success. I can't wait to see what they do.
The Utah Jazz unveiled their new court for the 25-26 season, and it is purplicious. We'll show you next. Comes to us straight from the world of what were they thinking? Yankees and Marlins. Yankees Jazz Chisholm on first base. Paul Goldschmidt pots it up in the infield. For some reason, Chisholm is just caught staring. He doesn't go back to first. He gets caught up and doubled up at first. I mean, look at him. It's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. Oh, wait, I got to get back. Nope, you're out. Marlins win the game 2-0. All right, behold the new court for the Utah Jazz this season. The Jazz unveiled this court this week, featuring that gradient purple across the key. Matches up nicely with the new primary Purple Mountain uniforms and that purple J-note at midcourt. Purple is all the way back. Yes. We'll see you tonight, Tim.